2016 NCAA College Cup here at BBVA Compass Stadium in Houston, Texas. Continue with our pre-tournament press conferences with the University of North Carolina, joined by head coach Carlos Somoano and student athletes Tucker Hume and Colton Storm. Just like the previous one, we'll start off with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll turn it over to questions from you guys. And if you would, again, please just introduce yourself with your name and affiliation on your first question. So, Coach, first of all, congratulations on a great season. Welcome to Houston. Any opening comments, please?
Well, we're excited and proud to be here this weekend. Obviously, if you're still playing at this time of year, you've done something right. I think we've earned our way here, super prepared and motivated to play this weekend. And I'm sure the other teams are as well, but we're happy to be here in Houston.
Thank you, Coach. With that, we'll go ahead and open up to questions. We'll start off with Corey.
Corey Rappapini, Houston Chronicle. Coach, when did you realize this team was going to have what it took to get to this point?
When the whistle blew last weekend. I think we always believe at Carolina that this is a possibility. But to realize whether we can do it or not, I don't think until you don't realize it until it happens. And so I've never been the guy to predict or anticipate possibilities of what could happen, win or loss. Too much respect for the game, and know that it's too fragile at any given time that you think you may have something and it can be taken away from you very quickly in the season. So, I think, literally to answer your question is last weekend when the final whistle blew. But the beauty at Carolina is we believe that we're capable of doing that year in and year out.
And is it true you're from Seabrook, right in the Houston area here? Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing in soccer and here in the Houston area?
I grew up in right down the road, Seabrook, Texas. Went to Clear Lake High School. Graduated in 1987. And, we had a crew of us that came from the Bay Area up to town here in Bayland Park. Trained and played with Houston National. This was certainly my formative soccer years and experiences were done right here in Houston. So for me, it's very special to be back here.
Come over to the right here.
So with the Herald Sun. Coach, there's a lot of underclassmen on your roster and a lot of underclassmen playing key roles for you this year. Can you talk about that growth as far as them getting to this point and playing big roles to be in the Final Four?
Underclassmen?
Yeah, like freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, they've been a bit of a revelation for us. The one fascinating thing about, especially freshmen, but even sophomores, and anybody who hits the lineup, basically anybody who hasn't played before and then starts playing. Even Tucker last year was his first year playing. It's just fascinating to see how they evolve throughout the year. They're not the same players they were now that they were in August, and part of it is just adapting to a new environment and a new system, new teammates. Part of it is growth in their game, and we wouldn't be here without these players. There's no doubt about it. But there's also players on our team that haven't hit the field that we wouldn't be here without them as well. So I think the major point, in answering your question is just how fascinating it is to see how they change throughout the year. And it seems like a short season, but sometimes it feels long. And hopefully, in the next couple of weeks when we look back on it, we'll be able to process a little bit more on how far we all came as a group and individually as well.
And Tucker, he was saying just how last year was your first year and being your second year. What is that process like as far as just your growth as a player at this level, playing for a league program like this, where did you see the most growth from year 1 and year 2, and what was that year 1 like for you?
I think the biggest change was just the different role that I had to play, becoming a person that had been in big moments from last year to this year, and last year coming off the bench at the beginning of the year, and then at the end of the year getting more and more minutes every game. So just my individual role was a lot more, and I needed to contribute more to that to the team. And so coming over to this year, especially being a fifth-year senior and older player, as well take on more of a leadership role in that, and as well as perform on the field. So just the overall process of from smaller amount of minutes to starting and playing full games.
Okay, go to the back and down here to the front again.
Jeremy Willard Jr., the College Sports Report. Coach, if you can, just talk about the growth of soccer here in the Houston area from the time that you were growing up here to where it is now.
Yeah, I think that's a tough question. The changes are so dramatic, not just in Houston, but in this country. So I just remember being in high school and being crazy about the sport, and that was my life, and at least what I thought at the time, right? And trying to catch soccer on TV, and we had not qualified for a World Cup in however many years, 40-some years, and watching our team qualify for the World Cup for the first time in that many years in 1990. Watching soccer made in Germany on Saturdays at 4 for an hour. And then now you come back to Houston and you got BBVA Stadium and the Houston Dynamo. I mean, it's just two different worlds. It feels like a lifetime ago. So, it's hard to put into words, when you're looking over the 25 years or however many years it was. But it makes you feel good that you can come back to the city that you grew up in. We had the Houston Hurricanes, I think, for 2 years maybe. That was great, but in a league that didn't survive. And I think by the time I graduated high school, there wasn't professional soccer, perhaps in the country at the time. So that makes it even, as I mentioned, all the more special to come back and know that they're hosting the College Cup here. And people have had the ambition to bring the College Cup to Houston, to a city that I grew up in.
We'll come down the front here.
Jason Bristol from KHOU. Colton, what does it mean to you to be here, and do you think soccer in Pennsylvania often gets overlooked, youth soccer?
I'm extremely grateful to be here. We worked hard all season for this. Started last spring, and under the guidance of Coach, kept following what he was telling us and kept working and trying to take it in, but at the same time I came here for one thing, and that's to get the win on Friday and get the win on Sunday, and that's all I'm focused on. As far as that being in Pennsylvania, I think with Philadelphia Union, just like the Dynamo down here, I mean, you see these academies and you see guys from PDA and Jersey, and they're all leaving their clubs just to travel 2 hours to an academy team in Philadelphia. And we have good talent there. It's just starting to expand now. We have, I think, 3 or 4 guys from Philadelphia Union on our team, and I mean, looking at more, and it's awesome to see that. I mean, I grew up playing there my whole life, and always thought these are great players around me, and now we're finally starting to branch out a little bit more, just like the Dynamo are.
Down here on the right.
This is for Colton and Tucker. Any thoughts in particular about playing Stanford, defending champion from last year, and just what you might be going up against Friday?
I mean, we were going to play one of the teams, so it didn't really matter who it was. Stanford's a good team, we're a good team. They're a different team from last year, so we were ready we're going to prepare whatever we do for our game. So just being here and getting ready for any game is our main goal.
About the same. We watched the Louisville-Stanford game. They're a good team. We knew that. Both teams were good, and we are going to go out and do our best to give our best shot to win that game on Friday. And I'm excited to play them. We know a couple guys from this past summer from PEL teams, and good friends and stuff, and I think it'll be a good opportunity for both of us, but we're more mainly focused on ourselves and trying to see what we have to do rather than what we have to do to stop them. We're trying to focus on what we have to do to win the game rather than what they have on their field.
Come back down here to the front, Corey.
For Coach, and I guess you two too, the Dynamo has some North Carolina guys. Has there been any contact? Have they reached out to you guys, said good luck, anything like that?
Yeah, we very fortunate to have an amazing alumni group that is very, very supportive of our program and our players. And there's so many guys that have built this program to give us this opportunity, and we always look forward to hearing from them. Eddie Robinson, a long-time Dynamo player, is not playing anymore. He's calling the games on TV now, but came out to our practice to say hi. We hear from most of the players typically when we go to their cities that they're playing in, so that always makes us feel good. And it's good for the guys to take a step back and be able to realize how many people have come before them, how many people that come after them are going to think about them one day. So I think it puts it all in perspective.
For Tucker or Colton, any additional comments?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in touch with a few guys, and Rob Lovejoy, and a few other guys that live in the city, and they're excited for us and just ready to support and be there for us. So it's good to have them.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Lovejoy and even some of the girls, the soccer players who are on Houston Dash now, reach out and just being North Carolina alumni and keeping a kind of family through our whole entire athletics, our whole entire university. Clears reached out and just wished us luck, and different girls, and it's cool that they're rooting for us as much as they just had a Final Four out in California. So it's cool getting everyone in to support us.
Any additional questions, guys?
Coach, I understand there was a Cam may have been hurt the last game, or do you know is his status for this weekend? Is there any? Is he gonna play? Is he? How serious was the injury, or what is up with it?
Yeah. Anybody who watched the game saw Cam go down last week, but he's here, and I suspect he'll be dressing, and we'll find out tomorrow night. I'm not trying to make you guess. I'll find out, just like you, tomorrow night, what his availability is, and if he plays and how long he can go based on the trainer's decision there. So we're optimistic, but that's not my decision, and only time will tell.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Again, congratulations on a great season so far. Good luck to you all. And we'll wrap it up with that.